How's it going? Welcome to I Read Books and Stuff. I'm your host Jonah, and today I am doing my Booktube-A-Thon Wrap Up. Woohoo! My internet went down for like the last half of Booktube-A-Thon, so which is why I didn't do a lot of reading in the last half of Booktube-A-Thon, but I did manage to finish 5 books, and I didn't do any updates in the last few because once again my Wi-Fi went down and it is back up. Oh, glory day, happy day, mama. So I finished 5 books and I finished 1,071 pages, and so that's amazing. So I'm going to talk about what I finished. Alright, so first I finished Witch Eyes by Scott Tracy, and I loved it. I thought it was kind of cliche in the beginning. It's one of those books where the main character has to leave his family to protect his family, and it's very, yeah, it's very woe is me, and honestly, I didn't like the plot, like, at all, because, like, if you asked me to tell you what the climactic scene was, I wouldn't be able to answer you, because it was very thin. I don't know how to explain it, I just didn't like the plot. So I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I adored it. I mean, you have to respect what time it's in. It is from the 1500s, so it is going to be kind of ridiculous and kind of, like, as if, you know? For example, some guy just randomly sang to go with the plot, and there were other ways to do that. I mean, I am not Shakespeare, and I could have made a more smoother way of doing that. It just seemed awkward at points, I guess, but I loved it, and if I was, like, in the mindset of, and, like, after all, it's a play, it wasn't meant to be read as a book, so I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's a little spontaneous, but I really enjoyed it. The next book I read is, the next 2 books I read were Persepolis 1 and 2, and I loved them. I mean, there are 4 books in total in the Persepolis series. In America, they, combined the first 2, and I read it in the first 2 bind up, and the 3 and 4 were binded up too. But even though I shouldn't count it as 1 book, I'm counting it as 2 because in France that's how it was originally published. So yeah, and I loved those. I mean, it was such a clever and deep way of explaining war and childhood and all of those factors just combining up, and I love the movie too. Yeah, so I gave both of them 5 out of 5 stars. The ending kind of confused me, but I watched the movie, so it kind of cleared everything out. So yeah, the next book I read was The Iron King, and I hated it. I didn't like it. It was like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which I loved, and Twilight, which I can't even explain my feelings for Twilight right now, because, like, I hated it, but I loved it. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure for me, and combining those 2 didn't work at all. I mean, it sounds like a clever thing, you know, Twilight and Alice in Wonderland, kind of opposites and kind of the same. So it'd be clever if she actually, like, put some thought into it, I guess. I mean, they took everything bad about Twilight and everything mysterious about, everything cool about Alice in Wonderland and combined it, I guess. But, like, it didn't work because, like, the Grimalkin, I don't know, this is probably gonna sound like gibberish if you haven't read the book, but Grimalkin is just like Cheshire Cat. So, how did you do in the book? So, that's, like, pretty much my wrap-up. So, how did you do this Booktube-A-Thon? I think I did pretty well. I mean, the ultimate goal was to read 7 books, and, well, I didn't, but I think I did pretty well. How about you guys? Let me know. Bye.